Welcome back to our Sciencetech YouTube channel. I am Pallavi Kantamneni. Hope you all doing well. So, coming to the topic, today I am going to deal with dermatology, which is nothing but an integumentary system. The integumentary system is also a part of the systems in our human body. Integumentary system mainly deals with skin. Okay, coming to the topic, the skin is the largest organ of the body. The skin and its derivatives like hair, nails, sweat, and oil glands make up the complete integumentary system. One of the main functions of the skin is protection. It protects the body from external factors such as bacteria, chemicals, and temperature. Okay, the main function of skin is to protect. It protects the body from bacteria, chemicals, temperature, etc. etc. Okay. Skin has three types of layers: epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. Epidermis is the outer layer, dermis is the middle layer, hypodermis is the inner layer. Okay, coming to the epidermis, the outermost layer of the skin. Epidermis is the outermost layer of skin. It provides a waterproof barrier and creates our skin tone. See here, the epidermis is the outermost layer. It creates our skin tone and provides a waterproof barrier. So the dermis, coming to the dermis, it is a middle layer which is located beneath the epidermis, contains the tough connective tissues, hair follicles and sweat glands. Coming to the hypodermis, which is a deeper subcutaneous tissue, it is made up of fat and connective tissues. Coming to the next slide, structure of skin. Okay, observe the picture given here. This is the structure of skin. This part is called epidermis, which is an outer layer. This is the part of dermis, middle layer of the skin. This epidermis, which is an outer layer of skin, provides the skin tone, prevents skin tone. This is dermis, and this is the hypodermis. These are eccrine sweat glands, cutaneous vascular plexus, adipose tissue, sensory nerve fibers, and this is erector pili muscles, hair follicles which appears outside of the skin, hair shaft, sebaceous glands, etc. This is the complete structure of skin. Okay, coming to the next slide, I am going to discuss about layers of skin. Coming to the layers of skin, see the picture here. Skin is made up of multiple layers of cells and tissues which are held to underlying structures by connective tissue. The deeper layer of skin is well vascularized. Okay, see here, the skin is made up of multiple layers of cells and tissues. Not only a single layers of cells, the skin is made up of multiple layers of cells and tissues. These multiple layers of cells and tissues held to underlying structures by connective tissue. Okay, the deeper layer of skin is well vascularized. It also has numerous sensory, autonomic and sympathetic nerve fibers ensuring communication to and from the brain. Okay, this skin also, these layers of cells and tissues also has numerous sensory, autonomic and sympathetic nerve fibers which ensures the communication to the skin and from the brain. Okay, coming to the next slide, epidermis. Epidermis has 5 layers. It is the topmost layer of the skin. Epidermis is the topmost layer of the skin. The epidermis is composed of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. This is the shapes of stratified squamous epithelium. The epidermis is composed of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Skin that has 4 layers of cells is referred to as thin skin. Okay, from deep to superficial layers, these layers are the stratum basale, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidium and stratum corneum. Okay, skin consists of 5 layers from deep to superficial. From deep to superficial means bottom to top. The bottom undermost layer is stratum basale, stratum spinosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidium, stratum corneum. Stratum corneum is the uppermost layer. Okay, understand? Coming to stratum basale, This is the picture of stratum basale. Stratum basale is also known as stratum germinativum. It is the deepest layer separated from the dermis by the basement membrane. Okay, this is the last and deepest layer of skin which is separated from the dermis by the basement membrane called basal lamina, and it is attached to the basement membrane by hemidesmosomes. Okay, the cells found in this layer are cuboidal to columnar. The cells which are found in the stratum basale layer are cuboidal to columnar in shape. They constantly producing keratinocytes. This layer also contains melanocytes. Okay, clear? These stratum basale, the cells constantly producing keratinocytes, and this layer also not only consisting keratinocytes, it also consists of melanocytes also. Okay, clear? Coming to stratum spinosum. This is the picture of stratum spinosum. Okay. See, this stratum spinosum consists of 8 to 10 cell layers, also known as prickle cell layer, contains irregular polyhedral cells with cytoplasmic processes, sometimes called spines also, that extend outward and contract neighboring cells by desmosomes. Okay, the stratum spinosum is a 8 to 10 cell layered structure, also known as a prickle cell layer. It contains irregular polyhedral cells with cytoplasmic processes. Dendritic cells can be found in this layer. Okay, dendritic cells also can be found in the layer called stratum spinosum. Coming to stratum granulosum. Stratum granulosum has grainy appearance due to further changes to keratinocytes. Okay, due to the change in keratinocytes, this stratum granulosum has grainy appearance. The cells become flatter, their cell membranes thicken, and they generate large amount of proteins, keratin, which is fibrous, and keratohyalin. These two proteins make up the bulk of keratinocyte mass in stratum granulosum. The nuclei and other cell organelles disintegrate as the cells die. Okay, the nuclei and other cell organelles disintegrate. When the nuclei and other cell organelles disintegrate in this stratum granulosum, these cells completely died. Coming to stratum lucidium, this stratum lucidium is a smooth seeming translucent layer of epidermis located just above the stratum granulosum below the stratum corneum. This stratum lucidium is located just above the stratum granulosum and below the stratum corneum. Okay, between this lucidium is located in between granulosum and corneum. The keratinocytes that compose the stratum lucidium are dead and flattened. Densely packed with elidin, a clear protein rich in lipids derived from keratohyalin. Coming to stratum corneum, this is the most superficial layer. Superficial layer is nothing but top uppermost layer of the skin of epidermis and is the layer exposed to outside environment. This stratum corneum is the layer which is exposed to the outside environment. There are usually 15 to 30 layers of cell in stratum corneum. The stratum corneum consists of 15 to 30 cell layers. The penetration of microbes and dehydration of underlying tissues. Cells in this layer are shed periodically and replaced by cells pushed up from stratum granulosum. These cells which are pushed up by stratum granulosum are shed periodically and replaced by other cells. Okay, coming to the dermis. We are done with epidermis. Then coming to the dermis. Dermis, it might be considered the core of the integumentary system. Okay, dermis is the core of the integumentary system as distinct from epidermis and hypodermis. Okay, it contains blood and lymph vessels, nerves and other structures such as hair follicles and sweat glands. These dermis contains blood and lymph vessels, nerves and other structures like hair follicles and sweat glands also. The dermis is made up of two layers of connective tissues. Okay, this dermis is made up of two layers of connective tissues that compose an interconnected mesh of elastin and collagenous fibers produced by fibroblast. What are those two types of connective tissues? Means papillary layer and reticular layer. Coming to papillary layer, see this image. This part is called papillary layer and this part is called a reticular layer of epidermis. Dermis. So, coming to papillary layer, it is made up of loose areolar connective tissue, which means the collagen and elastin fiber of this layer from a loose mesh. Okay. This papillary layer is made up of loose areolar connective tissue, so that the collagen and elastin fibers of this layer forms a loose mesh. The superficial layer of dermis projects into the stratum basale of epidermis to form finger-like dermal papillae. Okay, the superficial layer of dermis means the uppermost layer of dermis projects into the stratum basale of epidermis to form a finger-like dermal papillae. The papillary layers of fibroblast, a small number of fat cells and small blood vessels. In addition, the papillary layer contains phagocytes, defensive cells that helps fight to fight bacteria or other infections that have branched the skin. This layer also contains lymphatic capillaries, nerve fibers and touch receptors called the Meissner corpuscles. What are the touch receptors? Those are nothing but Meissner corpuscles. Okay, clear? Then coming to reticular layer. This is the part of reticular layer in the dermis. So, underlying the papillary layer is much thicker reticular layer composed of dense irregular connective tissue. This reticular layer is composed of dense irregular connective tissue which is located at the between underlying under the papillary layer. Collagen fibers provide structure and tensile strength with strands of collagen extending into both the papillary layer and hypodermis. Okay, collagen fibers provide structure and tensile strength with strands of collagen extending into both the papillary layer and hypodermis. Collagen infection and retina creams help restore skin triggered by either introducing collagen externally or stimulating blood flow and repair of dermis. Okay, coming to the next slide. So till now we are done with epidermis and dermis. Now coming to hypodermis, it is a layer directly below the dermis and serves to connect the skin to underlying fascia of bones and muscles. Okay, hypodermis is the layer which directly below the dermis, which is located below the dermis, and it connects the skin to underlying bones and muscles. So, the hypodermis consists of well vascularized loose areolar connective tissues which functions as a mode of fat storage and provides insulation and cushioning for the integument. Okay. Hypodermis has lipid storage and pigmentations. Lipid storage capacity is adipose tissue present in hypodermis consists of fat storing cells called adipocytes. Okay, where the fat is deposited and accumulates later within the hypodermis depends on hormones like testosterone, estrogen, insulin, glucagon and leptin. Coming to pigmentation, the color of skin is influenced by a number of pigments including melanin, keratin and hemoglobin. Recall that melanin is produced by the cells called melanocytes. Okay, melanin is produced by melanocytes. What is pigmentation means the color of the skin. Nothing but the color of skin which is influenced by a number of pigments including melanin, keratin and hemoglobin. Okay, clear? Then melanin is transferred into the keratinocytes via cellular vesicles called melanosomes. Melanin occur in two primary forms. Eumelanin, most common form of melanin, exists a black and brown. Exposure of sun melanin to be manufactured and built up in keratinocytes. Okay. Then functions of skin. Here the skin control the body temperature. The skin does a fantastic job of controlling body temperature and keeping it stable. Okay, skin has the capability to control body temperature and storing blood also. The skin acts as a reservoir to store blood also. Protection, sensation, absorption and exertion, vitamin D production, etc. These all are the functions of skin. Coming to the appendages of skin. Hair, nails, sweat glands, sebaceous glands. These are the four appendages of skin. Coming to hairs. Hairs are nothing but hair are keratinous filaments derived from layer of epidermis into dermis. Okay. These are peculiar to mammals like feathers to the birds and help in conservation of their body heat. However, in man the heat loss is prevented by cutaneous sensation of touch. Hair are distributed all over the body except for pons, soles, dorsal surface of distal phalanges, umbilicus, glans penis, inner surface of prepuce, the labia minora and inner surface of labia majora. These are the parts where the hair are distributed all over the body except for these parts. The length, thickness and color of the hair vary in different part of body and in different individuals. Each hair has an implanted part called the root and a projecting part called shaft. Okay. Here the color, thickness and length of hair varies from person to person and part to part in the body. Each hair has an implanted part called root and the projecting part which appears to our eye called shaft. The hair follicles enclosing hair roots lie obliquely to the surface of skin, which is responsible for the characteristic hair streams in different parts of the body. Coming to nails. Nails are otherwise called onc or onco. Okay, compare the terms parenchyma or Kolenkia and onychomycosis. Nails are hardened keratin plates on the dorsal surface of the tip of fingers and toes, acting as a rigid support for the distal pads of terminal phalanges. Each nail has a following parts like root, free border and body. Root, it is a proximal hidden part which is buried into the nail groove and is overlapped by the nail fold of the skin. Free border is the distal part free from the skin. Body is the exposed part of the nail which is adherent to the underlying skin. The white part of the nail which appears to the upper side of the finger, that is the body of the nails. The proximal part of the body presents a white opaque crescent called lunule. Okay, coming to the sweat glands. Sweat glands are also called sudoriferous glands. Okay, sudoriferous or sweat glands are distributed all over the skin except for the lips, glands, penis and nail bed. Okay, clear? On the lips, gland, penis and nail bed we can't see the sweat glands. These glands are of two types, eccrine glands and apocrine glands. The eccrine glands are much more abundant and distributed in almost every part of skin, and the apocrine glands are confined to axilla, eyelids, nipple and areola of the breast, perineal region and the perianal region and external genitalia. Ceruminous glands of the external auditory meatus are modified apocrine sweat glands. Coming to sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands producing an oily secretion are widely distributed all over the dermis of the skin except for the palms and soles. They are especially abundant in the scalp and face and are also very numerous around the apertures of ear, nose, mouth and anus. Sebaceous glands are small and sacculated in appearance. The oily secretion of sebaceous glands is called sebum. Okay, it lubricates skin and protects it from moisture, desiccation and the harmful sun rays. These sebaceous glands protects the skin from moisture, desiccation and harmful sun rays. Sebum also lubricates hair and prevents them from becoming brittle. In addition, sebum also has some bactericidal action. Sebum makes the skin waterproof. Water evaporates from the skin, but the fats and oils are absorbed by it. Okay, clear? Then, skin is the outer garment of body and is subjected to following maladies. Okay, there is nothing but dermatitis or eczema, albinism, herpes zoster virus. Pressure source, color. Coming to dermatitis or eczema, there is a redness, swelling, itching and exudation in acute cases. It usually becomes chronic. Dermatitis may be allergic due to soaps and cosmetics. Okay, where the redness, swelling and itching and exudation of in acute cases. This may also lead to chronic cases also. These may be allergic due to soaps and cosmetics. Albinism. Albinism is nothing but no melanin pigment in the skin. It is usually an inherited condition. Herpes zoster virus. This virus causes vesicular lesion around the nasal and oral orifice and along a dermatome. It also responsible for causing chickenpox. Okay. Pressure sores. The skin slowly dies over the pressure sites. Example, pressure sores in the lower back when patient lies on the back for a prolonged period due to illness. Color. Skin is pale in anemia, yellow in jaundice and blue in cyanosis. Varying of diseases the color of the skin changes. Burns. It is a condition which occurs due to too much heat or cold acids, alkalis and electricity etc. If only epidermis is affected, the burn is called superficial. If both dermis and epidermis are affected, the burn is called deeply affected. Burn results in dehydration, shock and contractures. Sebaceous cyst is a common in the scalp region. It is due to obstruction of a duct of a sebaceous gland caused either by trauma or infection. If the duct of sebaceous gland of cheek is blocked, it leads to closed comedones or acne. If the condition gets severe, the condition is acne vulgaris. Scabies. Scabies is nothing but a mite infection. It is commonly seen in genital region and in interdigital cleft. Keloid is a overgrowth of connective tissue at site of injury or burn. Fungal infection of nail, which is a common. It may occur in between the toes also. Fungal infections. Vitiligo. Vitiligo is an autoimmune disease leading to white patches on the skin. Baldness. Baldness is related to hormones. Alopecia areata is an autoimmune disease. Alopecia areata means complete removal of no growth of hair upon the scalp. No growth appears. Okay. Coming to the procedures: skin biopsy, shave removal, cryosurgery, topical chemotherapy, photodynamic therapy, electrodesiccation and curettage, conservative excision, Mohs micrographic surgery. Okay, these are the procedures of the skin. Okay, thank you viewers. Hope you all getting my topic. Okay, please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more and more videos. Thank you for your patience listening.